you.
All right, so of course, make sure for today, all you will need is yourself and a nice mat. I'm gonna go and mute everyone. So don't be afraid, since I make sure everyone is muted. If you wanna play some nice music over to the side, go ahead. Let me just take a picture of the names here. All right. Let's make sure camera. All right, we got everything. Good, so we will get started, and definitely it will be nice. Get some good stretches going on. All right. And of course, in all this craziness, I've got to try not to forget it's my son's birthday today. Turns 8. So only downfall of that is I'm normally always making the cake. So I'm like, sorry, kid, I'm gonna have to buy you cupcakes or something for today. So make sure, again, all you need is your mat and yourself. So today, of course, you can have shoes, socks, barefoot, whatever you are comfortable with. Let's start with those feet just about shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider. Let's do a nice big shoulder roll back and down. Nice deep breathing while we do it one more time. Nice big shoulder roll up. Pull those shoulders down and back. Now let's take that nice deep breath. Pull those hands up, palms together. Oh, look, Brooklyn's even stretching for us. Pull it back. Beautiful, let's breathe it out. Let's dive it down towards those toes. Let yourself just hang over, keeping those legs straight to start. So just hanging that body over. Really try to relax with those nice deep breaths. Now bend those knees a little for me, and let's roll ourselves up vertebrae by vertebrae. Once again, bring those shoulders up and down when you're nice and tall. And again, let's bring those hands together overhead, palms together. Pull those thumbs back. So when we're here, we're going to try to push those hips forward a little. Look up towards that ceiling, towards those hands. Breathe it out. Once again, dive it down towards those toes. Again, keeping the back of the leg straight for this first part. Good, now we're gonna bend those knees, let that chest come towards those thighs. Once again, letting those arms just kind of hang down. Try to let that head relax as well. Good, now let's bend those knees, lift that chin up a little bit. So we're gonna sit it down like we're sitting like a frog. So if you need to move those feet apart, go ahead. I wanna make sure those feet are nice and flat. We don't want those heels, or I don't want the weight on the toes. Now make sure, respect that body too. If you need to be up here, you can always just bend the knees a little, push those knees out with those hands. And now let's straighten the legs. So pop that butt up, let your head fall back down. Straighten those legs, getting that nice stretch. And once again, let's bend those knees, lift that chin. Sit it down as much as you can like a frog, pushing those knees apart, nice and tall. Good, pop that butt up, straighten those legs. Hopefully those hands are a little bit farther than they were at the beginning. And let's sit that butt down. Good, now no matter how low you are to the ground, let's bring those hands towards the heart for me. So push those knees apart, that chin nice and open. And now we're gonna stand it straight up for me. So like we have a string attached to that head, squeeze the butt up at the top. Let's sit it down. Hook those elbows with those knees. Pull it up, squeeze it. And once again, let's sit it down. Push those knees open, chest up. Pull it up. 2 more. Let's sit it down. Push those knees apart, chest up. Pull it up. And here we go. Last one. Let's sit it down. Push it open, chest up. And let's pull ourselves all the way up for me. And let's bring those feet to just a nice shoulder width apart. Hands at the heart, and let's push those palms together. So from here, I don't want the hands just touching. Elbows up and really push those palms. There we go. So if you can have it nice and flat, so a nice straight line. If it needs to be bent a little because of shoulders, that's okay, but you're trying to have it right there. And then we're going to push those palms together as we extend those arms all the way up. Push them back together as we come back down. Push it up so arms go straight. Try to pull them back so they're even with your ears. And bring it back down to the heart. And don't worry, that pressure with your palms is gonna change as we lift it up. You're not gonna be able to push those palms together quite as hard as you do when it's in front of the chest. And that's okay, that's normal. You're doing great. We're gonna do 2 more. So let's go all the way up, keep pushing. Pull those arms back, bringing it down. All the way up. Good, now let's hold it. Pull those thumbs back. Open those palms for me. So open the palms, and then we're gonna squeeze it down and back. Pushing those hands up. Squeezing it down and back. Going up. Pull down, squeezing. Pushing up. Really try to keep those wrists over those elbows as we pull it down. So we don't want them to come too far in the front. We want to squeeze it back. We push up. We squeeze it back and down. Pushing up. Squeeze. Here we go. 2 more. Squeeze it down. Push it up. Let's pull it down, squeeze. Now from here, let's bring it to the front. So I want those elbows and the palms coming together. Push the palms, push those elbows, and then we're gonna open them back up. So we squeeze it back, and then we push the palms, push the elbows, open it back. So when we pull back, let's really, again, try to think about trying to keep those wrists and elbows stacked on top of one another. Now again, that's the goal. If your hands are a little bit forward and you can't quite pull those wrists back, that's okay, you're gonna get there. But you wanna think about that because that's really gonna help with that shoulder stability and also that range of motion in your posture. Keep going, pulling back, squeezing together. Open, 2 more for me. Squeeze together, pull it back. Last one, let's squeeze it to the front. Let's open it back, squeeze, and relax those hands down. Shake those shoulders out. I'm warm enough now. Let's get that sweatshirt off me. All right, now we're gonna let those arms have a little bit of a breather. We're gonna go and work on those lower legs a little bit more. So we're gonna get into that nice chair squat position for me. So that means those feet just about 6 inches apart. Just enough where there's space between those knees and the ankles. Now, if you have bad hips, back, knees, if you need to be a little bit wider, that's always fine. You can always do a little bit of a wider squat if you need to here. Hands straight out in front. Suck that belly button in. Squeeze those glutes together. Squeeze that butt up at the top. Let's sit it down and push ourselves up. So notice those knees, those ankles, everything should track a nice straight line. So we don't want them to push in. We don't want them going out, nice and parallel. Keep going, let's sit it down and up, down, up. Beautiful. Nice controlled motions. Good, 2 more. Here we go. On this next one, we're gonna go down. We're gonna take that left hand, let's cross it over. You're trying to get that elbow onto the outer thigh. Let's twist that right hand up. So we're opening. Breathe. Beautiful, bring that right hand forward. Left hand meets it. Let's stand it up. Breathe, nice deep breath. Let's sit it down. Now let's cross that right hand over. Left hand goes up. Look towards that sky. Beautiful, left hand forward. Right hand meets it. Stand it up. We're gonna do 1 more on each side. I'm gonna show the modified for this version, all right? So sit it down as deep as you can. If you need to be higher, you can always just cross that wrist over and you can still twist. So even if you can't sit down as far, that's okay. Bring that right hand forward, left hand meets it, stand it up, all right? Nice deep breath. Let's sit it down as low as you can. Cross that right arm over that hand and then twist up. So notice, even if you're not sitting down as deep, keep those knees apart. Try to keep them still parallel. Left hand forward, right hand meets it, stand it up. Nice deep breath for me. Now we're gonna go right into nice wide legs for me. So nice big wide stance. Try to keep those feet parallel. So we are going to have that right hand open on the front of the thigh, that left hand straight up to the ceiling. So when we do this, that means we tilt that butt, we get some attitude, that left hip pops out, we slide that right hand down, and you're pulling that left hand back. So we're kind of doing that same nice twisting motion. Now pull straight up through that left hand. So notice we're gonna come straight up towards that sky. Now let's pop that hip out again. Let's twist it down. Breathe, looking up towards the hand that's at the ceiling and pulling straight up. Beautiful, let's pop that hip. Let's slide it down. Let's pull that arm back. Now, a simple modification, if you have shoulder problems, you can always just tuck that hand behind your back if it can't go overhead. Pulling it up. Good, 1 more on this side. Let's pop that hip. Let's slide it down. Pull it open. Breathe it on the way up. And now we're going to switch hands. So now that left hand comes in front of that thigh. That right hand goes straight up to the ceiling. Good, tummy tight. Let's pop that hip out. Let's slide it down. Looking up towards that ceiling. Twisting it open as much as you can and then pulling straight up. Hips come back to center. And then we pop that hip out. We slide it down. Looking up towards that ceiling. Pulling back. And pull it up. Nice and tall. Once again, pop that hip. Slide that hand down. Pull that shoulder back up at the top. Don't let it round forward. Pulling it up. Now 2 more. Let's pop that hip. Let's slide it down. Looking up at that hand that's towards the sky. Pull it up. Good, now last one. Let's pop that hip. Let's slide it down. Nice deep breathing. Let's breathe it out and pull it up and relax that arm. Now we're going to think about keeping those feet nice and wide for me, but we're going to turn and face that right side. So meaning we're keeping the feet wide, we're going to go up onto the toes of that left foot. That right foot is nice and planted. So notice, it's easy to let those hips kind of twist open. I want those hips nice and square towards whatever wall that right foot is facing, all right? So nice and square, chest nice and up. Now those hands are out to the side. I gotta move a little ways away from my wall there. So don't worry, I'm gonna show you some modifications. If you can't lunge down, that's okay. You're still gonna be able to do this one with me. So if you can, arms are out like a nice T for me, and we're gonna bend that back leg. You're going to go down. Now your right foot is forward, so I want you to twist those arms towards the right side, keeping them nice and straight. Now you're gonna bring it back to the middle, and then we're going to pull ourselves up. Now, if you can't lunge down, I'm gonna show you your range of motion this time. So if you can, sit it down, bend that back leg, go down. If you need to stay up, that's okay. I still want that twist though. So don't worry, if you can't bend that back leg, still give me this nice twist. Back to the middle, come up. And here we go, let's go down. Let's twist, hold it, breathe, back to the middle, and come up. Here we go, 2 more, nice and slow, because I want you to hold, we twist, back to the middle, and up. Here we go, last one on this side, let's go down, let's twist, breathe, back to the middle, bring it up, and now we're gonna switch feet. So, you bring that other foot forward, or we twist it to the other side. So now that left foot is forward, that right foot is back. Once again, I don't want those hips open. Twist them so they're both facing that left foot and front, hips nice and square. You're on the toes and the back. That front knee has a nice little bend. So again, if this is where you need to stay, you just focus on the twist. If you can, let's lunge it down. Let's twist it towards that left leg. Bring it back to the middle and extend it up. All right, let's go down. Now I'm going to show you standing. Twist it. Back to the middle. And then you come up if you need to. Beautiful, tummy nice and tight. Let's go down. Let's twist. Nice deep breath. Back to the middle. And we come up. Let's go down. Twist. Breathe. Back to the middle. And up. We got 2 more for me. Bend it down. Twist. Breathe, back to the middle, up, last one, let's go down, let's twist, back to the middle, up, and relax it. Roll it out, shake those legs up if you need to. Now let's come back to that nice athletic stance. So just knees bent, tuck those hips. We're gonna let those legs relax. We're gonna work on those arms again. So I want you to open those palms to the sides of the room. So you wanna think, if this is neutral, we are twisting and rolling those shoulders. So make sure those shoulders too. So it's not just those hands, roll those shoulders back, but tuck those hips. Nice flat back, we don't want arched. Beautiful. Now from there, keeping those palms open, hold those thumbs towards the back as much as you can. As we bring those palms together, touch the fingers, and then all the way back down. Good, bring it all the way touch those fingers and we slide it down. Really focus on trying to keep those palms open, those shoulders rolled back. And as we go up and bringing it down, you really want those thumbs to pull back. Beautiful, nice deep breathing. Breathe it out as you come up. Breathing it in. If your breathing is a little bit faster, that's okay, just nice and steady. Let's bring it up. Now on the way down, I want you to stop halfway, so I want you to stop nice and even. So we are right here, those palms are up to the ceiling. Let's pull those thumbs back as much as you can. And then let's bring it together, smush those pinkies together, push them together. And then pull it back, pull those thumbs back, squeeze. And again, bring the pinkies together, pulling it back. And again, pinkies squeeze, pull it back. Beautiful, keep going, pinkies squeeze. Pull those thumbs back. Once again, pinkies touch. Thumbs go back. Pinkies together. Pull it back. Let's bring it together. Now this time I want you to close those palms. But once again, push those palms. So don't just touch it together, really squeeze. You should feel that in the chest with that tension. Now let's open those knuckles towards the back of the room. Bring it back together, push. Pull back. Together, push those palms. Pull back. Two more. Palms push. Let's pull it back. Let's push together. You got to pull it back. Now bring them together for me. Push them together. Now we are going to bend, so we end up at this nice 90 degrees. So now we are not only pushing our palms, we're pushing our elbows. And now we're going to straighten it out and push it back together. And keep it going. Beautiful, just nice and steady. Breathe. Push those elbows together, push those palms, straighten it out, I promise. We're gonna rest those shoulders after this one for 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's go out. Let's pull it back. And then you're gonna relax it down. Roll those shoulders out, shake it out. Now we're going to work a little on some balance for me. So I'm going to start on my left side. I'm going to show you what you're going to do from the left view, and then I'm going to show you from the front. Now, this one, make sure if you wobble or balance isn't great, just have a chair, a couch, the wall even, just handy so you have a couple, fingertips if you need to. So what we're going to do is you're going to bring that right foot behind you. So again, we're going to do all the work on that left side. Tummy, nice and tight. We're going to reach those hands out. And we're going to try to have the arm and legs go nice and straight. And then we're going to bring it back in. So this is version number 1, nice and steady. We reach it out and we pull it back. So from the side or from the front, we reach it to the front. And we pull it back. Now, once again, hips, try to keep them level. So I don't want to see this. We're not twisting to the side here. I want both hips looking down at that floor. So you can either have that chair out in front, or again, something as little as you just reach one hand and you use that other hand on whatever there is to help you stay stable. And if you want to make it a little bit harder, I want you to not touch that toe at the back. You just bring it down close to the floor. And then you keep going. We're going to do 2 more on this leg. Last one. Let's bring it up. I want you to leave those arms out. That right foot is still back. And we're gonna get some hamstring curls on that right side. Chest up. We're squeezing that hamstring. That knee stays back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's squeeze it up, squeeze. And I want you to tuck that knee into your chest now. Tummy nice and tight. So we are nice and tall. Now we're gonna go whoop, out to the side, and then you're bringing it back. Out to the side, and bring it back. Really keep that left leg bent, that tummy tight. I know that left leg is getting tired. Push through. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax that leg down. Shimmy it out. And now, of course, we're going to even out the sides. I'm going to turn just so you can make sure we see that right leg. So now we're going to start with what I like to call that nice airplane, because you kind of look like a kid doing the Superman or the airplane. So we're on that right leg. Make sure that right knee is bent. That left leg goes back. Let's tuck in those hips, that tummy nice and tight. And let's reach it out. Breathe it out. Pull it back in. Reach, extend those arms, extend that leg, lengthening that spine. And we bring it back in. Lengthen, extend, breathe it out and back in. Extend, breathe, pull it in, breathe it out, extend, and bring it in. Beautiful, keep going. We've got 4. Now 3, 2 more, 2, last one, nice and tall. We leave that left foot back, we puff that chest, and we curl it, squeeze, we straighten and squeeze. Beautiful, chest up, tummy tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's squeeze it up. Let's bring that knee in front. And let's open out and back. And again, you can simply, if we need, whether it's to the side or to the front, if you need to hold on to something, always fine. Come on, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it down. And again, shake those legs out. Now, grab the mat. If you don't have it out, we need it. I'm going to tilt the camera down a little just to make sure you can really see that mat. There we go. So it's okay if we don't see my arms for this second. So you're going to start right at the top or the back of the mat, whichever side you want to call it. Those feet are just shoulder width apart. Let's do that nice deep breath. Bring those hands together. Push those hips forward. Pull the thumbs back. Let's breathe it out. Let's dive it down. Nice straight legs through the back. Just hanging over. Really let those arms relax. Bend those knees a little. So a little bend, you're kind of trying to, you can even pull with those arms to have that chest come closer to the thighs. So you feel it a little in the back. Beautiful, straighten those legs out. Let those hands get as close to the floor as you can. And walk those hands out. Now if you need to bend the knees to do that, That's okay. Let's go into that nice plank position for me. So that tummy nice and tight, those hips tucked, belly button sucked in, breathing. Now, if you're in modified, you can just stay in that plank position. We are going to bend the knees, not touch the floor, but you're going to sit that butt back, and then we're going to come back into plank. So bend the knees, tummy tight, we push that butt back, and then we pull it up. Bend the knees, they hover over the ground, we sit it back, and we pull it forward. Bend the knees, sit it back, pull it forward. Three more. Bend the knees, sit it back, pull it forward. Bend those knees, sit it back, pull it forward, and yes, those quads and stomach, bend, sit, forward, breathe, and you can let those knees go on the ground this time, and you can stretch it back. Now that one, great for the quads. It's a nice quad burner and really good for those lower abs. Good, breathe it out. We're gonna come onto all fours for me, so hands and knees. And we're gonna do a couple cat-cows to start. So let that belly button drop down. That chin goes up. And then we're gonna tuck the chin, tuck those hips. Breathe it out. And flip your direction. Belly button goes down, chin goes up. And now tuck that chin, tuck those hips. Good, breathe it out. Now on these next ones, I want you to go your pace. So if you want to hold one of these positions a little bit longer than the other, go for it. I want you just to go at the pace that feels good. Let's do one more. Whatever that one looks like for you. Beautiful. Now, tummy tight, nice flat back. Let's grip those toes in the back. And once again, push yourself up into a nice plank position. Now keep going. I'm just going to turn for the next one to make sure you can see. So we're holding that plank, that tummy is nice and tight. Now without letting the knee touch, I want you to tuck that right knee in. Work those abs. If you need to put the foot down a little, you can. Try to hold it up. And now really try to tuck that knee in between your hands. Now, if you need to walk the hands back to frame the knee, shoulders down, and puff that chest up. So you want to think the knee is in between your hands, the right knee is forward, so that means that right foot is in front of your left hip. And really puff that chest up. So we're really nice and tall to start. And now let's breathe it out. And if you can come on down. Stretching it out more. If you feel that stretch a lot, you can always stay up on those hands. You don't have to come on down. Keep stretching. I'm going to turn to the side. If anyone needs to see the side view for what that back leg looks like. You want it just nice and relaxed, but notice those hips are still square. So I don't want that butt cheek to go down. We want both of those hips square to the floor. A couple more nice deep breaths. Really breathe it in. And on this exhale, let's push up with those hands to frame that knee. Let's puff that chest, push those hips down once again. Now let's grip the foot in the back and push yourself up into plank position. So once again, tummy tight, nice plank position. Now we have to do the other side. which means we're going to tuck that left knee in, but we're not going to let it touch the floor quite yet. We're going to work those abs a little bit by having that nice angle. Breathing. And now tuck it all the way in, let it go to the floor. Once you have that knee in, we relax that back leg. Walking those hands back if we need to. Shoulders down, puff that chest, really push those hips forward. Keeping those hips square to the floor. And now we relax all the way down, if we can, onto those elbows. Nice deep breathing. Really relaxing with each exhale. One more nice deep breath. And on that exhale, let's frame the knee. Walk those hands back up. Once again, puff that chest. Push those hips down again. Let's grip that foot in the back. And push ourselves back into that nice plank position. Tummy nice and tight. Breathing for 4, 3, 2. Let's let those knees come down. Bring your big toes together and sit your butt back on those heels as much as you can. And let's stretch it out. Beautiful. Come about halfway back up, but try to keep your butt back by your heels. I know that butt wants to pop up. Ooh, if I can get it out today. Try to keep that butt back. Now we're going to reach that left hand underneath your right shoulder. You're trying to get the top of that left shoulder on the ground, the side of your head, and then you reach that hand out. But notice, even my butt wants to pop up. But use that top hand to kind of push those hips back down. And you want to think you're trying to twist, you're looking underneath your right arm. You want to think that you're trying to get your shoulders to be stacked on top of one another if you twisted all the way. Beautiful, another nice deep breath in. And on that exhale, let's use that right hand to help push yourself back up. And now we're going to do the other side. So again, try to keep that butt back. Now let's reach that right hand underneath. The back of that right shoulder touches that head. We reach with that left hand in front. Use the heel of that hand to help push that butt back. And we get that nice twist and shoulder stretch. Nice deep breath in. And on this exhale, let's use that left hand to push yourself back up. And now we're going to flip on over for me. So let's go on to our backs. So once we flip on over, take your time. And once you're there, hug those knees for me. So give those knees a nice hug. And just do some nice breathing. And this, whether you hug your knees close together, or you can always pull those knees apart. One is not better than the other. It's always good to do a little bit of both. Beautiful. Now, we are going to do some abs today, or we're going to work that core. So a little bit of isometric work. So meaning, I want 90-degree angle with the legs. Hands can be by your side, so make sure, kind of roll those shoulders back, get a nice flat. I'm going to show you how to make it harder if you want once we start. Now, tummy nice and tight, don't let that back arch. I want you to extend that right leg out Now this right leg is not going to move. That left leg is going to meet it. So we straighten the left leg and we pull it back in. Now, of course, the lower it is, the harder. So right here, if this is hard, you can just keep it right here. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can always put the hands behind the head. You can puff that chest up a little and hold the posture right there. Now on this next one, let's keep that left leg out and let's move your right leg. Breathe. Keep those hips tucked, that tummy tight so we don't arch that back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it. Hug those knees. And now we're going to go back into that tabletop for me. So nice flat tabletop. Let's put those hands right underneath the kneecaps, shoulders down. And now from right here, those hands right on the front of the thighs, right underneath your knees. Now I want you to not let your arms move. They stay stoic. And you're going to pull those knees into your hands. So from here, pull the knees in and hold. So basically you're just using those arms and legs to push against each other. You should feel those lower abs, that core. Engage. Breathe, just hold it. No pulsing, just hold it in. Now if you have back problems, you can put one foot down and you'll do one knee at a time. Keep breathing for 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it down. Hug those knees for a second. Breathe. And we're going to do one more round of those. So tabletop to start. Hands by the sides. Now let's kick that left leg out. And that right leg meets it. So again, hands can be by your sides. They can even be underneath the butt a little if you need that support. That right leg is the only one moving. And again, if you want to make it harder, hands behind the head. 2. Now that right leg stays and that left leg moves. Again, breathe. Controlled movements. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees for a second. Now we're going to go into that tabletop once again. Toes flexed back. Hands on the front underneath those kneecaps. And let's pull it in. Breathe. Come on, last 30 seconds of work. After this, we're just finishing with some more stretches. Breathe. And again, one foot can always go down. You can push one side at a time if you have any back or hip problems. Breathing, come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees, nice and tight. You made it through. Let's roll those ankles as you hug those knees. Good. Now let's keep a hold of that right leg. Let's extend that left leg straight out. Really hugging that knee nice and into the chest. Really trying to relax, a nice deep breath in, and then really relaxing when we exhale. Let's bring that right knee over. Twisting. Right hand up to the ceiling. Try to keep that right shoulder pinned to the ground. Good. Bring it back to the middle. Now let's grab a hold of that left knee. Extending that right leg straight out. Really hugging. And now let's cross that left leg over. Left hand up to the sky, trying to keep that left shoulder pinned down. Good, now bring it back to the middle. Let's hug those knees for a second. Let's put those feet flat down. Let's cross that right leg over for me. Pull those knees into the chest. So that right leg is crossed over. So that means that right hand grabs your back knee, pulls it in. That left hand grabs that right foot and pulls it down. I know, lots of rights and lefts. You're going into a pretzel. And then nice deep breathing, really trying to relax on those exhales. One more nice deep breath in. And when you breathe it out, let's put those feet down. And now we're going to switch sides. So now cross that left foot over as much as you can. Then let's pull those knees into the chest. You're going to take that left hand, grab that back right knee, that right hand grabbing that left foot, and we pull it down. And once again, once you're in that position, try to relax and breathe. Going a little deeper into the stretch with each exhale. One more deep breath in. On that exhale, let's relax. Give one more hug to both of those knees. And let's roll ourselves up. And let's come on to a standing position. So make sure, take your time because we were laying down on our backs for a little bit, so we don't want to get any head rushes. So take your time when you come on up. Nice deep breaths once you're here. Just getting that blood all back to that head. Now feet a little bit wider than those shoulders. Let's do a nice deep breath as we bring those hands up overhead and together. Pull those thumbs back, push those hips forward. Nice deep breath in. Let's breathe it out. Let's dive it down towards those feet one last time. Letting that body just hang over. Good, bend those knees, roll yourself up vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice big shoulder roll back and down. And last time for me, nice deep breath, hands together. Pull those thumbs back, push those hips forward. Give me a really nice deep breath in, hold that breath. And then let's breathe it out, let those hands go down. And give yourselves a hand. You made it through.